Hey everyone, welcome back to the Joe Rogan Podcast Summary Channel. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a mind-bending audio recap of Joe Rogan Experience number 2322 with Rebecca Lemov. Let's start with a fact that feels like it's ripped from a Cold War thriller. MK-Ultra, a clandestine CIA program launched in the 1950s, conducted experiments using LSD and hypnosis on unwitting subjects, driven by fears of Soviet brainwashing techniques. History.com. Rebecca Lemov likely sets the stage, saying MK-Ultra was fueled by paranoia. The US thought communists could control minds. Rogan, always drawn to government conspiracies, probably asks, they just dosed people without telling them? Lemov confirms, exactly. Hospitals, prisons, even civilians, all to test if they could reprogram thoughts. They dive into the program's scope, with Lemov noting, it ran for decades, but most records were destroyed in 1973. Only fragments survived through Freedom of Information Act requests. Rogan reacts, that's chilling. Our own government playing mad scientist. They stretch into the ethical fallout, with Lemov explaining, it violated trust, but it also shaped modern psychology's understanding of coercion. Fans on X are buzzing. One posting, MK-Ultra's LSD experiments. Lemov's details are wild. X post on MK-Ultra. This fact anchors the episode's exploration of manipulation, gripping listeners with its historical weight and moral complexity. This moment is a riveting comparison of psychological manipulation across eras, as Lemov and Rogan explore how cult recruitment tactics mirror the influence of social media platforms. Lemov likely begins, cults break you down with isolation, repetition, then rebuild you with their beliefs. Social media does something similar. Rogan, intrigued, asks, you're saying Instagram's like a cult? Lemov elaborates. In a way, algorithms use love bombing with likes, then trap you in echo chambers that reinforce your views. They dive into specifics, with Lemov citing a 2014 Facebook experiment that manipulated users' feeds to alter their emotions. They made people sadder or happier without consent. The Atlantic. Rogan reacts, that's straight up creepy. Messing with people's heads. They stretch into the mechanics, discussing how platforms amplify outrage to keep users engaged, with Lemov noting, it's emotional contagion, just like cults. Rogan adds, I've seen it. People get sucked into these online bubbles. Fans on Reddit are hooked. One writing, Lemov comparing cults to social media, spot on. Reddit discussion on JRE number 2322. This moment is a chilling wake-up call, connecting historical and modern manipulation in a way that resonates deeply. Here's a fact that hits right where we live. Social media platforms are engineered to manipulate emotions, creating states of emotional contagion akin to cult dynamics. The Guardian. Lemov likely shares companies like Facebook design algorithms to keep you scrolling, often by stoking fear or anger. It's deliberate. Rogan, who's long criticized tech's influence, probably asks, so they're playing with our feelings on purpose? Lemov confirms, yes, and it's powerful. Studies show posts can shift your mood in seconds. They dive into the 2014 Facebook experiment, where the platform tweaked feeds to test emotional impact, with Lemov noting, they found they could make users feel worse or better, no permission needed. Rogan exclaims, that's unethical. Straight up mind games. They stretch into the broader implications, with Lemov warning, without oversight, these tools shape society's psyche. Fans on X are alarmed, one posting, social media is mind control. Lemov's exposing it. X post on social media. This fact underscores the episode's relevance, engaging listeners with its direct connection to daily digital life. This moment is a beacon of hope, offering practical strategies to shield our minds from manipulation. Lemov likely suggests mindfulness and meditation are powerful. They help you pause, reflect, and resist knee-jerk reactions. Rogan, a proponent of meditation, probably asks, how do you fight algorithms with that? Lemov explains, it creates a gap between what you see and how you respond. You're not just a puppet to the algorithm. They explore additional tactics, like curating diverse news sources and cutting screen time, with Lemov noting, echo chambers thrive on isolation. Real-world connections break that cycle. Rogan shares, I've cut back on X, helps me stay grounded. They stretch into the value of critical thinking, with Lemov saying, question everything. Don't let likes dictate your truth. Rogan adds, that's why I talk to all kinds of people. Keeps me sharp. Fans on Reddit are inspired. One writing, Lemov's mindfulness tips, game changer. Reddit discussion on JRE number 2322. This moment empowers listeners. providing tools to navigate a manipulative world. A thought-provoking fact: our beliefs are molded by cultural, tribal, and ideological forces, often unconsciously, influencing how we perceive reality. The New York Times. Lemov likely shares, from family to media, we're shaped by our surroundings. It's why people cling to beliefs despite evidence. Rogan asks, how do you escape that? Lemov responds, awareness is step one. Recognize the forces, then challenge them with critical thinking. They dive into examples like political polarization, with Lemov noting, confirmation bias locks us in. Facts alone don't change minds. Rogan adds, I see it in debates. People just double down. They stretch into education's role, with Lemov saying, teach kids to question early. It's our best defense. Fans on X connect. One posting, Lemov on cultural shaping, makes you think. X post on cultural shaping. This fact sparks introspection, engaging listeners with its universal relevance. This moment is a sobering reflection on MKUltra's ethical violations and their lasting impact. Lemov likely delves deeper. The CIA tested LSD on vulnerable groups, prisoners, mental patients, without consent, all in the name of national security. Rogan, visibly disturbed, probably asks, how'd they justify that? Lemov explains, Cold War fear, thought the Soviets were ahead, so ethics took a back seat. They explore the human cost, with Lemov noting, some subjects suffered lifelong trauma, families were shattered. Rogan shares, that's not just wrong, it's evil. They stretch into the program's legacy, with Lemov saying, it fueled distrust in institutions, shaped conspiracy culture. Rogan adds, no wonder people question everything now. Fans on Reddit are shaken. One writing, MKUltra's fallout. Lemov's history lesson hits hard. Reddit discussion on JRE number 2322. This moment is a powerful critique, resonating with listeners concerned about trust and ethics. Here's a fact that ties the episode together. Lemov's book, Brainwashing, Mind Control, and Hyper-Persuasion, published by W.W. Norton, is a central focus exploring the history and modern applications of psychological manipulation. W.W. Norton. Lemov likely shares, it traces mind control from MKUltra to today's digital age, how persuasion shapes us. Rogan asks, what's the big takeaway? Lemov responds, we're all vulnerable, but awareness and critical thinking can protect us. They dive into key chapters, with Lemov possibly mentioning a case study on cult dynamics. It's about power. Controlling narratives controls people. Rogan adds, sounds like a must-read for navigating today's world. Fans on X are eager. One posting, Lemov's book, adding it to my list. X post on Lemov's book. This fact highlights the episode's intellectual core, engaging listeners with its scholarly depth. This moment is a heartfelt call to prioritize real human connections as a defense against manipulation. Lemov likely emphasizes, in a digital world, genuine relationships, friends, family, anchor us against isolation. Rogan, reflecting on his own life, probably says, that's why I love hunting trips. Real talk, no screens. Lemov agrees. Isolation makes us vulnerable. Connection builds resilience. They explore how social media fosters superficial ties, with Lemov noting, likes aren't love. They're fleeting, designed to keep you hooked. Rogan shares, I've seen friends get lost in that. Real conversations pull them back. They stretch into practical steps, like hosting device-free dinners, with Lemov saying, face-to-face time rebuilds trust. Fans on Reddit are moved, one writing, Lemov on connections reminds me to call my friends. Reddit discussion on JRE number 2322. This moment is a warm, actionable takeaway, inspiring listeners to reconnect. That's Joe Rogan Experience number 2322 with Rebecca Lemov, a captivating journey through the history and modern realities of psychological manipulation. From MKUltra's unethical experiments to social media's emotional engineering and the power of mindfulness, it's a conversation that challenges us to stay aware and connected. Fans are raving about the insights, though some might find the historical depth intense, classic Rogan style. Austin's vibrant energy fuels the discussion. If you're hooked, smash that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts below. We read every comment. Stay tuned for more summaries to fuel your curiosity. Thanks for listening. See you next time.